Last weekend, Torrevieja Tigers Rugby Club welcomed a very special guest, David Pickering, chairman of the Welsh Rugby Union and elected chairman of the Six Nations Committee. David had come to visit the club as part of his role of European Rugby Development and was greeted by Mayor of Torrevieja Eduardo Dolon, Councillor for Sport Dani Plaza and Councillor for Youth and Foreigners Rosario Martinez at the new sports facility in the town. Just looking at the facilities here, what do you make of them?
Oh, they're superb. And I mean, this is a real grassroots club in Spanish rugby, and the facilities are absolutely fantastic. And it's great credit to, obviously, to the rugby club, but to the municipality and the mayor. I think they've done a tremendous job for the rugby setup. These facilities would be as good as anywhere in the world. So,
really?
They're fantastic facilities. It's a very modern 3G pitch, and that's the type of pitch that Wales put in the last 18 months. So they're equitable. So it is a fantastic facility and great for them. And I'm sure with this type of support, it's going to help Spanish rugby grow. There's a great renaissance coming in Spanish rugby. 221 teams, the highest ranking they've ever had in the World Rugby. They're 19th presently in the World Game, and if they keep that standing and play to that standard, they'll be in the top 20. And of course, with Rugby World Cup coming in 2015, qualifications starting in 2013, they keep that standard. Only for the second time in their history, they'll make the Rugby World Cup finals in Twickenham. It's fantastic for me. Wales were one of the first of the Six Nations sides ever to come to Spain to play a full international in 1994. Wow. And there was a great period of success for Spanish rugby after that. They went 9 games unbeaten after that game. And I certainly hope that a bit of Welsh will help the Spanish national side this time as well. And we wish them all the very, very best, because they're part of Europe, they're part of the FIRA setup, and they're growing and developing. They've got 27,500 players now, which is quite a big number. And it's wonderful to see some of the young lads training out here today on this great facility.
How have they managed to get someone of your calibre here to attend their presentation tonight?
I've been in Dublin. We've had just had the chairman's meeting and the chief executives of all the tier 1 countries around the world, and Spain is a place I come to on a regular basis. My family love the country, and they knew I was coming, and they said, "Oh, would you mind coming and visit the facility?" And I'm only too delighted. It's a bit of a busman's holiday for me, obviously, because rugby is my love as well, and it's just fantastic to come along and see the enthusiasm of some of the volunteers. There were a couple of guys from Neath that helped set up the team originally, and it's wonderful to support them. And it's just superb to come and see young men coming into our support. I think that rugby as a general sport has got great attributes: respect of officials, respect of each other, respect of the rules. And I think when you look at some other sports at this time that perhaps are miggling these issues, then rugby certainly comes on top with all the ethical values and traditional values, and that's what I love about the sport. And it's great to have young men doing that.
And if we could get more young men involved in rugby, I'm sure it'd stand them in good stead, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's a core objective for the international game, and that's why we're taking the Rugby World Cup to Asia in 2019. It'll be in Japan, and the real reason behind that is because 65% of the world's youth at this time is in Asia. So what better place to take the game than to Asia, to have it played in Japan, and that's going to be exponential in terms of increase in numbers. There's already 3.5 million people around the world. It's not going to be long before that's 5 million, and the sport is growing immensely. But as I say, I think a lot of it is down to the ethical values it's got, and the great pride and tradition that exists in the sport, and the elements of fair play and of respect, which single it out, perhaps with any golf, as that wonderful core value.
With me now, I have 2 very proud men. We've got Ian, who is the president of Torrevieja Rugby Club, and Glyn, who is the director of rugby. Just looking behind, did you ever think it would sort of come to this day?
No, not at all. I mean, we were asked last June to start up a rugby club, and although it's been one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do, standing here today, seeing all the people, all the dignitaries, the people from the town hall, I couldn't have asked for anything any better, really.
And having someone like David Pickering here as well as special guest.
Excellent. It's very kind of him to come over here. He's come here for us today to promote the name of Torrevieja Rugby. Excellent, well done. But it's a fellow rugby player helping another rugby player, as we're all a close-knit family, really, of rugby players. But fair play to him. He's done us proud. Thank you.
Just tell us about all the hard work that you've had to do to get to this point.
I mean, it's very complicated to set up any sort of sports club in Spain. The paperwork is unbelievable.
Yeah.
We've had to go through various different organisations, the Hacienda, the Valencian Sports Council, the Valencian Rugby Federation, just to get basically a licence to be able to come down here and to train and to play rugby. We then had to raise the funds just to get into 2 teams into the league, and thanks to the sponsors that we have managed to raise, we managed to do it for the first season. So everyone that's part of this can feel sort of really proud of how far we've got in such a short space of time.
And you have gone really far. To me, as an outsider, it seems like everything's in place now.
Everything's in place. It took, as Ian's already said, it takes a lot of hard work, but with the right players here and the right marketing, we've had people interested who want to come to play for Torrevieja. Yeah. And it's really word of mouth with friends and fellow players who have played for other people and have come here. Some of the players who've rejoined us are not in the younger age group, but they've come back because they've heard there's a better setup here, and they've come to play their, we say, twilight years here before they retire.
Brilliant.
And it's excellent, and it's them that have kept us where we are today, because they're very good players, which we have to thank for coming back and giving us a try again.
I think we have a bright future. I think in the next season, if we can get the right sponsorship in place and everybody stays injury free, I think we will do some really good things. I think we're going to surprise a lot more people this coming season.
Brilliant. Well, more power to you, and also have a great evening tonight. It's your presentation evening.
Excellent presentation tonight. We're having it in Torrevieja near the beach. And again, our distinguished guests are accompanying us tonight. We have entertainment by one of the guitarists for the Gypsy Kings, and flamenco dancing, and Ian will be singing later.
I'm part of the flamenco dancing.
And I expect a few drinks as well.
Oh, just a few.
One of the players that plays for Torrevieja is John. Oh, jeez. This isn't a sport for the faint-hearted, is it?
No, it's not. No, I'm about to get.
Here comes another.
Oh, mate, well done.
Christmas.
We're all learning. We're all learning.
Doesn't that hurt?
No, the pads are quite good actually. Your arm goes numb after about 20 minutes.
You're obviously one of the seniors.
Yes.
And how's the season been?
First season, it's been a massive learning curve. Yeah. We've got a lot to learn for next season, but hopefully we'll take it forward and move on. We won a few games. Yeah. We lost a lot of games, but we're learning. The Spanish guys have come into the fold. They're learning rugby and they're doing well.
For anyone watching this, any young men and women as well, what are the benefits of playing rugby?
I think it's team sport, camaraderie. You learn discipline. Yeah. And it's just a good all-round sport.
In terms of time, how much time does it take up?
We train twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, for about 2 hours. Games in the season are usually a Saturday, sometimes a Sunday, and that's about it. It's not a lot of time, but as I said, we tend to meet. We have meetings outside rugby. We're sponsored by different people where we meet, and it is good. It's not just a sport, it's also a social club as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was to play, what sort of position do you reckon I could play?
I reckon you'd be number 8 or a second row.
What is that?
Number 8 in the scrum.
Oh, no, they're touching your bits and things.
Yeah, they're grabbing and...
No, there's something not right about that.
That's why you're good friends.
John, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
We've just spoken to John, who's coming to the end of his career. We've got a group of 4 young men here who are just starting. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Dale.
Dale, why do you play rugby?
Because my dad used to play it, and he really inspires me, so I want to play it as well.
It's good fun?
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Brilliant. Your name?
Brandon.
Brendan, what position do you play?
I'm a winger or centre.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what is it about rugby that you enjoy?
It's fun. My dad was a rugby player, so just keep the spirit.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of your parents play rugby. Same with you?
Yeah, my dad played and my granddad played a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And who are your rugby heroes? Is there anybody?
Rob Barrow.
Oh, right. And would you like to play for England one day or Wales? Who would you like to play for?
England.
England. It has to be England, doesn't it? And finally, who is this young man? What's your name?
Carlos.
Carlos. And what's good about rugby, it's got all these different nationalities as well. You know, you're all mates, I suppose.
Yeah, we're all mates.
Brilliant. Well, enjoy the rest of the training session, and thanks for joining us. So if you'd like to get involved with Torrevieja Rugby Club, just have a look at their website, torreviejarugbyclub.com, and you could be down here taking part.